All players have this experience of the first night.
We have zombies. Oh, and the skeletons.
Hello, I'm Toycat, and this was released to promote the Minecraft movie, which is officially coming out on the 4th of April. And so Mojang has released a brand new behind the scenes with all sorts of information which might have actually changed people's minds, including Jeb going around and touring the set, including how the new cactuses look. Yes, that really is a cameo from Mumbo Jumbo, by the way. This is some incredible information, but what does it all mean? Let's give you the 3 clear takeaways from this, starting with a Minecraft movie, something they were clear to emphasize once again.
It's very intentional that this movie is called a Minecraft movie as opposed to the Minecraft movie.
More importantly though, we got a description of who all of the characters are and an explanation for why Jason Momoa looks like Dora the Explorer, and here's that.
He has this history of being this great video gamer from the 80s.
And he's been holding on to that, and he hasn't moved past that life when he was on top.
Okay, I'm glad they've clarified. It was very confusing to see Aquaman looking the way that he did, but I guess the explanation is meant to be he's just like an 80s pro, and that's just how people looked back then. We also got a very small explanation about Steve.
You see Steve wishing he was able to just do whatever he wants and let his imagination run wild.
This is, of course, the character most people are fascinated about because of the I am Steve moment, and I think they're playing it very close to their chest on exactly how this is all going to make sense. It's going to go through some big redemption arc, that makes sense, but also one of the characters which most people haven't been thinking too much about, but they've clearly been putting center stage, is Henry, and so here's the explanation for him too.
Henry is like basically the modder, the person who takes the vanilla game and tweaks it and adjusts it.
He literally has to create to survive.
I would take away from that he's clearly meant to be the main protagonist in the sense that he is the normal person in this movie. He's going to be hacking and, goofing off his way through the stuff, but actually doing Minecraft things that you would know if you were the average viewer and average Minecraft player, and so he's going to be the straight man to make everyone else look kind of extra strange, which totally makes some sense. But yeah, as well as just getting the basic characters, we got the premise of how things go when they first come into their Minecraft world.
Great. Now it's dark.
All players have this experience of the first night.
Pretty cool way to show this off, although it is one of those standard parts of a Minecraft world. I was kind of impressed with them for including it, but really if you think about it, yeah, it's one of the most standard things that every Minecraft world has. Of course it's going to be in there somewhere, but still, some credit for that, and I guess all of the critiques that people have are kind of about how it's going off course, so it's nice to know that they're trying to keep the core fanbase happy in some ways, but speaking of the core fanbase, there is just one more character I need to show off, and they'll give me a nice transition to the set design because...
Minecraft, it's coming to life.
All right, let's do it. And...
This, to me, is one of the impressive things about this pre-trailer behind the scenes. I think they're trying to save the spectacle for tomorrow and trying to get that big reaction so they can hopefully get a second wave of media coverage. But what we saw today was all sorts of interesting shots like these ones.
Minecraft is full of opportunities for adventures. Each person's journey is different.
When we were developing this into a film, we just thought, let's bring our fun story.
Okay, seeing those minecarts when they're still really reminds me just how great they are, and the same is true when we get later in the video and they start showing off things like this totem of undying.
Things that are part of the community's lives and trying to adapt it.
You're gonna love how beautiful this world has become using all of the elements of the video game.
Everything's cubic, so square trees, square fruit, square trunks, square grass, square flowers.
Watching that for a second time, you can see that some of this stuff is really just so beautiful, and I love seeing the craftsmanship that goes into it. Ultimately, a game called Minecraft should have a lot of that inside of the movie, I think, although they couldn't resist then showing what this all looked like in action, and some of the most ridiculous looking sequences. Let me show you some of those.
This movie is a joyful celebration of everything about Minecraft and creativity. That's one of the great things about Minecraft. You want to survive, you got to be creative. Now follow me!
I love Jack Black, but I just can't take him seriously when he does anything as Steve. It looks so ridiculous to me, but yeah, having the super crazy Hollywood budget on explosions and on everything moving together is a very interesting thing to do to Minecraft. They have been waiting a long time to do this, and I hope that they're not just making this big budget for the sake of making this big budget, and that they actually have some vision that ties this all together, because what we know of the story so far is not necessarily telling me that is going to be true, but something that they were very keen to do is say, hey, wait, I know what you're thinking, but we're taking a big franchise and we're really going against its roots in certain ways. And so they didn't just try to remind us that with the set design, but also by telling us that, yeah, we made sure the community were involved.
The players had a big influence on the movie. We asked Mumbo Jumbo to help us. He wound up building quite a bit.
This was something that I actually worked on with Jared. Cactuses being launched as the Minecraft player.
Whoa, look at that. That's like 3 old school Minecraft YouTubers all in frame right there. We had a vague idea that Dan TDM had done something with it, but it's interesting to see that there are other either YouTube cameos or YouTube work on there somewhere. Was Mumbo Jumbo really just doing film work, or was he in the movie in some form himself? I just have a lot of questions, and I also have a slight boost in opinion knowing, okay, they're trying to engage with the community in some way. We didn't necessarily see that in the first trailer, but it looks like they're trying to do more with this one. But then you see stuff like, okay, you know, I have a little bit of cynicism from it, is knowing that, like, okay, so some of the YouTubers are in the movies, so you couldn't necessarily take their opinion on the movie at whole, because it's going to be something that they spent a lot of their own time on. And similarly, a part of me is realizing that this clearly seems to be the plan for the second trailer more broadly, because they do have quite a few YouTubers, just a few that I've seen in my own timeline, speaking about how they got to see the Minecraft movie trailer early, you know, and in exchange, they post this little teaser for it. And again, totally fine. I'm sure that that is a above board move, but I also have the question of like, are they just trying to maybe influence opinion back in the other direction? Even if I had to, you know, make my true opinion be known here, I would say that it almost might be deliberate that the first movie had such a bad reception, solely so that they could come back in here and be like, oh, but look, even though everyone else hates it, you know, based on that first trailer, now that you've seen the second one, which maybe fewer people will see, maybe you can realize that it's something worth watching. It is a wild strategy to try, but just like how we mentioned, it worked for Sonic the Hedgehog. Even though they're not necessarily going to fix some of the visuals, they might be able to show more parts of the movie that are more reflective of the game experience.
Now follow me!
Okay, so it's takeaway time. What do we know about the Minecraft movie so far? Outside of the leaks, we have just the first trailer and this. I would say that honestly, this was the way it should have been introduced to begin with. I think if you look at this, it's such a more humanizing view of the movie, and it makes you think that there is a lot of potential in there, as well as the weirdest stuff that's popping up. And I don't know if I think that the strategy behind this is genius because they know exactly what they're doing, or if they have no idea and they're kind of just reacting to what the internet's saying. I hope that someone knows what's going on, and I hope that this is part of a genius move to make a Minecraft movie successful, because my biggest fear is not that the movie is, you know, like super terrible, or indeed that the movie does super well and is a box office hit, but my biggest fear is that this movie is somehow just okay. It's mediocre. It's one that maybe just about recovers its budget, because that would be something I'm fearful of. I think when you finally take a movie, you know, like a big franchise like this and turn it into a movie, I think that it's a terrifying thing to come out of that and say, yeah, well, we just did something that was fine after all of that work, and I hope that that's not what the Minecraft movie is doomed to. But again, I think we'll have to wait till tomorrow to see. It sounds like a lot of YouTubers have some form of early access to look at the trailer, and they have positive things to say, but I doubt they would be allowed to say if they didn't have that. I'm thinking that means they are moving in a more positive direction. I guess we'll have to wait and see tomorrow. I'll post my thoughts on, you know, X or Twitter or YouTube community tab or wherever it is that you see non-video versions of things, and I think that this is an exciting week for Mojang too, because clearly they're not just announcing the Minecraft movie effectively again, trying to get people to say, whoa, we know we messed up that first time, but this will be good. You know, I've had conversations with my uncle, you know, all sorts of people that you'd never expect to about the Minecraft movie, but what I think is what is really interesting is how it will be received, and I also think it's interesting that Mojang are going for a big week, because we're also expecting a name announcement for Minecraft 1.20, 1.50, the winter drop as we've been calling it. This is likely to be the last week of development, and although we don't know for sure till Wednesday, I'm keeping a close eye on that. If the trailer is interesting enough, it might be fun to react to it live on my stream tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a survival project of turning what was a water river in my world into a lava river. I think it's going to be a really wild one to do, but I've got some fun plans of that. And speaking of fun plans, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you have good plans for the rest of your day, because I'm going to go to a weird exercise class right now, because, you know what, I've decided to do that, at least for a week. Let's see if it's any fun. I doubt it will be. Let's see if it's actively not so much fun that I decide not to do it again. So I'll be doing that, and then I'll see you for tomorrow's stream, when I'm hopefully not doing this. Thank you, and goodbye. Oh, and subscribe if you want to see more of Minecraft news, including that new update, release date name. It's gonna be fun. Okay, see you then. Bye.